People waiting on balconies to be rescued. Breaking news as we come on the air tonight, a fire at an apartment complex.
So we're talking about a 4-story complex which houses mostly elderly and disabled residents. That fire call came within the last hour. Our Patty Santos is live on the scene. Patty, at this point, have you had a chance to speak to people who live there or firefighters?
Yeah, I have. I have been able to talk to some of the people that were here when that rescue happened, and they tell me it happened right here. I don't know if you can see, there is a ladder that's going up to the 3rd floor, and one of the residents that lives right next door to where this fire was happening tells me she heard the alarm, she felt the heat, and then when she came out, she saw one of the neighbors screaming outside saying the fire was at her doorstep. But this is the area where that fire happened. You can see most of the smoke that was here is now gone, but firefighters are going room to room, checking, making sure that everyone was able to get out safely. We do not have any information yet. We're waiting to find out if anyone was seriously hurt, if anyone was injured here, and what exactly happened here. We can tell you that we have seen at least one person being taken by ambulance away from this scene. At this point, we have seen the fire chief here. We know he's gathering information and details. We're actually right next to the fire command. So we hope to get more details as this fire kind of dwindles down. This is a very fluid situation right now, and everybody's fighting to make sure that everything and everyone here is okay. But we're going to continue to stay here on the scene and bring you more as we get it.
All right. Thank you, Patty. And of course, if the fire chief speaks, we'd like to bring that to you live if that's possible, but we just don't know what the timing is going to be like. But we're going to try to at least get that information to you before the end of this newscast.
You know, speaking of timing right now, it's important when you talk about the weather and things like that, because that definitely affects firefighting conditions. And so for that, we're going to go to our friend, meteorologist Adam Caskey. And Adam, could you describe what the conditions are like right now, what firefighters would be dealing with?
Actually, weather-wise, they're dealing with pretty good conditions because we've got a decent amount of moisture in the air and fairly light winds. So what I'm talking about is the relative humidity. That's how much moisture is in the air relative to how much the air can hold at our given temperature. So we are holding 81% of the moisture that we can at our 72 degrees. And the wind is out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. It's actually fairly light. And the wind is going to calm down even a little bit more in the coming hours. And the relative humidity, that's only going to rise as we go through the night. Notice these percentages getting up close to 100%. That would mean completely saturated air, which also will lead to some fog for the morning commute. So pretty good firefighting conditions weather-wise. Now, if you ask me that question 2 days from now at this time, it would be completely different. I'm going to get into the big changes that are headed our way coming right up.
All right. Thank you, Adam. We have a couple of crews on the scene of that fire. And of course, we will update you throughout this newscast with 2 other news now. They were scattered all over the road, nearly 70 bullet casings. And tonight, no signs of the suspects who fired them. Their targets: one man is dead, another in the hospital after a drive-by shooting near North Walters and Burnett.
Yeah, it's just east of downtown. And the thing is, police say this wasn't random. Neighbors told the night team's John Paul Barajas that they're just tired of living with the violence.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's breathing.
The calls for help too late for one of the 2 victims outside this East Side Food Mart.
Did anybody see anything?
According to San Antonio police, a white sedan pulled up to the store, unloaded 69 rounds, and then took off.
All the bullets start flying. So I shut my door and I'm looking through my rearview mirror to see what's going on. Is it safe? Are they going to shoot in my direction?
This woman says she was getting into her car at the time. She didn't want to give her name, but adds this isn't a first for her neighborhood.
We know the hot spots. This ain't the first time this area has been shot out.
She explains the number of shots fired is concerning, and she's not the only one. Another neighbor who asked to stay anonymous says one of the bullets hit her truck as she took cover with her 1-year-old.
No, you can't have them be outside playing, and you just always have to be a lookout. And once you hear something, you have to have that natural instinct to grab them. It's too close to home. It was literally so close that our living room walls were shaking.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Switching gears now, it's not just you. Property crimes in San Antonio went up last year. The San Antonio Police Department says that vehicle break-ins and burglaries are up by 14%.
Yeah, that crime trend spilling into neighboring communities like Balcones Heights, Hollywood Park, Converse, just to name a few. The night team's Patty Santos tells us those officers are mimicking SAPD's strategy and focusing in on crime hotspots.
Two separate cities bordering San Antonio city limits say they are experiencing a rise in crime.
The biggest crime for us in our area is probably burglary vehicles.
We saw an increase in property crimes related to burglary, burglary vehicle and thefts occurring in the area, and a lot of it's coming from outside.
Converse and Balcones Heights police leaders say most of the time, it's not their residents causing the problems.
Some of the suspects that we were able to apprehend, about 99% of them don't have local addresses here in Balcones Heights.
Now they're focusing in on hotspots as a potential solution. Using crime reports and calls, they narrow down on exactly where, what time, and what day of the week criminals are striking.
We've run operations where officers are actually undercover and they're just trying to blend in with the general public.
You go high presence, of course. You increase patrol in that area, increase traffic enforcement.
In Converse, thefts from new home sites have been an issue. But both cities say vehicle break-ins and vehicle thefts are the biggest problems. In 1 year, Balcones Heights reported a 71% increase in vehicle break-ins and thefts. That's why they're reviving their Neighborhood Watch program.
We need to work with one another. Policing will not strive and will not work without our residents in our community.
They say the message of lock your car doors cannot be said enough.
We need everybody's support to be able to bring this down and throughout this metroplex of San Antonio.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Speaking of crime, police are still looking for the people involved in what they say is a home invasion. They say a man was shot twice in the chest at an apartment complex off Jones-Maltzberger Road. He was taken to the hospital. He's said to be doing okay. Police also found a bag a witness said was dropped by one of the suspects on their way out. The officers we spoke to say it appears to have drugs inside. No arrests have been made so far.
Now, a day of advocacy and a demand for change. Gun violence survivors and those supporting a change in gun laws converged on Austin today, all in hopes of changing the minds of lawmakers. They are calling for gun reform, including stronger red flag laws and also raising the age to buy certain firearms. Several state lawmakers joined families from Uvalde and Santa Fe to rally outside the Capitol. A Robb Elementary teacher who was shot on May 24th shared his own plea for lawmakers with the crowd.
I come here today to let the governor know that expanding guns into schools will not make it safer. Teachers do not support this as an adequate solution to prevent gun violence.
So a lot of people went and they split off to meet with lawmakers around the state capitol. Those meetings, however, did not include the governor. And we've reached out to his office about today's rally, but we have yet to hear back.
Meanwhile, the fallout continues after last week's deadly dog attack in which an 81-year-old man lost his life. 3 others hurt. Many who live here in San Antonio expressing concerns over the city's notorious stray dog problem. They've been doing it for a while now. Now, did you know there's a tool you can use to track the status of animal care service requests in the city? It's on KSAT.com right now. A link to an interactive map that shows the status of those calls. All the red dots that you see spread throughout the city, they represent open cases. And as you can see, there are tons of open cases right now around the city of San Antonio. Earlier today on the News at 6, we spoke with Mayor Ron Nirenberg about the stray dog problem, about that attack, what could have been done to stop it last week. To see our complete interview, you can head over right now to KSAT.com.
So there's a big party that's about to happen at St. Philip's College. And when we say big, yeah, it's big. It's celebrating its 125th anniversary. That school was founded back in 1889 as a historically black and Hispanic serving college. The anniversary celebration is tomorrow night at the school at 6 o'clock. Special guests are going to be there, and there's also going to be a fireworks show. Now, new on the Nightbeat, we're learning more about the city's plans to rebuild that pedestrian bridge on Castroville Road. Last week, if you remember, a drug crashed into that bridge. Then it collapsed. The city's Public Works Department says that it's working on a schedule for design and construction for that new bridge within the next few weeks. Right now, it's setting up a temporary pedestrian crossing at Castroville Road and Dahlgreen Avenue, and that should be up by the middle of March.
It makes me angry and sad that that there's no answers for anybody.
In 2018, a fire destroyed a San Marcos apartment complex, taking the lives of 5 people. Nearly 5 years later, police still haven't caught who did it. So now the brother of one of the victims is hoping his documentary can revisit what happened and bring the person responsible to justice. Texas Crime Stories hosts Erica Hernandez and Lee Waldman investigate that tragedy and why the best way forward may be remembering those who were lost. The podcast episode Iconic Village Fire is out right now. You can check it out online at KSAT.com, on our YouTube channel, or wherever you get your podcasts today.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, you're about to pay more for your electricity. We're going to tell you when and why.
I want to take you live with Sky 12 right now over the scene of that fire call. Again, this is 906 West Wesash, near Wesash and Blanco in the Beacon Hill neighborhood.
Yeah, and there are a number of fire trucks that you see or ambulances in that area, but we're not hearing that there's been a lot of damage in there. So far, what we know is that firefighters are going door to door trying to get people out. One of the reasons is because this apartment complex, it's got 100 units. It's a 4-story building. We know that this is where it houses the elderly and also people with disabilities. We have reporters there on the scene trying to get us information so that we could really understand the impact of this. But you can see that this is right smack dab in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So you know that a lot of neighbors there are trying to watch what's happening.
Yeah, it's also our understanding that this is a complex that is owned and operated by the San Antonio Housing Authority. We're, again, waiting for an update, a news conference with Fire Chief Charles Hood. When that happens, we will take you back to the scene. But first, we're going to talk about your bills, electricity bills. They're going to be going up. CPS Energy last raised its rates last March. That's when the company raised the base rate by just under 4%. At the same time, the utility also increased the fuel adjustment charge to recover costs from the 2021 February freeze. But even a year ago, the plan had been to continue rate hikes in 2024 and 2026. The placeholder, they're calling them, figure that officials used at that time for the planned increases 5.5%. We're expecting prices to increase next year. We just don't know by how much. Is that 5.5% going to be accurate? Last year's base rate hike was to pay for staffing, technology improvements, and infrastructure. CPS's chief financial officer says all those reasons could also explain next year's planned increase.
And the fate of student loan forgiveness now lies in the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court. The justices today heard arguments in 2 challenges to the Biden administration's plan. 6 Republican-led states and a conservative advocacy group are questioning the president's authority to cancel more than $400 billion of student debt without congressional approval. The Biden administration argued that federal law does allow the U.S. Education Secretary to modify loan responsibilities during an emergency like COVID. One student loan expert says that borrowers should be prepared for whichever decision the court makes.
The advice we would give to folks is to make plans today based upon what your financial situation is at this moment. If loan forgiveness comes, that could be a positive thing. It could reduce what you have to pay on a student loan potentially. But if it doesn't come, you want to be well prepared.
So if the Supreme Court gives Biden's plan the green light, about 20 million people could have their debt completely wiped out.
All right, earlier here to Adam Caskey talking about the fact that it's going to get windy, it's going to get colder. But before that, it's going to get hot.
Yes. I was going to say, wait. Pump the brakes. We still have a few hot days to go. And actually, record challenging warmth tomorrow. It's likely to be our first 90-degree day so far this year. Then a 20-degree drop by Friday, then becoming very windy and dry by Thursday evening. Thursday evenings when you're going to notice some big changes. All right, let's talk about our rain chances, though. Yeah, we've got a shot at some rain as we get this transition going later on this week. Right now, we just mainly have some mid and high clouds streaming overhead. We have to go to the west coast. Same spot we were looking at this time last night, this little counterclockwise swirl near Portland. That's the upper level disturbance that's coming on shore, throwing that moisture into the Rockies and still a lot throughout California. They need the moisture too. I understand that, but I really want it here. And unfortunately, most of this moisture is going to miss us. It's going to be good for the ski resorts in the Rockies, even southern Rockies into northern New Mexico. But you look at the future cast, and most of the action with this is going to be out of our area. We're talking East Texas, into Oklahoma, and Arkansas, Missouri get up into Kansas as well. Here we could have a brief thunderstorm or two Thursday afternoon and evening, a very narrow window of opportunity. I mean, we're talking from about 4 to 8 p.m. we could have a brief storm. This particular futurecast is a little aggressive in my opinion, but it does indicate that chance of a couple of storms flaring up. Now, here's the caveat though. Should we actually get a thunderstorm to develop, it would have the chance of becoming strong to severe with straight line winds and maybe even some larger hail. Better chance of that is east of San Antonio. That's where you have better chances of rain and then unfortunately higher chances of severe weather. Some of our eastern counties, we're talking Hallettsville, Moulton, Yorktown, even the Smiley area as well, down toward Goliad and Victoria. You have a higher likelihood of rain, but then also a better chance of even some severe thunderstorms developing. But notice that main bullseyes, East Texas, Arkansas, on into Missouri and Mississippi. Here, we give it a 20% chance. That's better than the 10% chance that we had last night. So hopefully we'll continue to raise that a little bit, but we're just not all that optimistic. Here's the biggest thing with the cold front that hits Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. The wind. This is Thursday, 8 p.m. Notice our futurecast showing winds in excess of 50 miles per hour. I do think we will see some gusts periodically up to around 50 miles per hour and even possibly in excess of 50 miles per hour Thursday evening, Thursday night, and even on to the very early morning hours on Friday. And that's when it's going to be really windy and the gusts could become problematic. If you have any loose limbs out there, if it's your trash recycling day, Friday morning, wait till the last minute to put that bin out. Tomorrow, a foggy commute at 66 degrees at 7 a.m. By noon, we start to clear out 82, 90 degrees, the high temperature with some sunshine, our first 90-degree day, and that would be a new record by 1 degree, should that verify. But you get closer to the Rio Grande, and we're in the mid-90s. Eagle Pass 95, Cotulla, or 94 rather, Cotulla 95 the high. Around Lackland about 91, Converse 88 tomorrow, and then the bottom falls out a little bit. Friday, we're back down to 73. So 90 tomorrow and Thursday, down to 73 for the high on Friday. Mornings in the 40s this upcoming weekend with afternoon highs in the upper 70s and low humidity. So actually, good weather to be outdoors this upcoming weekend. It's just the wind, I think, is going to be the big factor Thursday evening and Thursday night.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
All right, so we're watching the Spurs very closely. They're about to wrap up their road trip.
Yeah, they are playing the Jazz really close right now. I mean, they have a chance to win this game. They could possibly end that 16-game losing streak and finally win one on this year's rodeo road trip. Plus, in boys high school basketball, we have regional quarterfinals, some slam dunks, and it's the Battle of the Rattlers coming up.
Soccer goes to state, football goes to state. You know, football doesn't win it, but they win. And so I'm like, okay, well, we need to go and we just need to win it.
Avery Aaron and the Greyhounds are all about that winning feeling in big board sports. Spurs played at the Jazz tonight to finish up the 9-game rodeo road trip. First quarter, Blake Wesley will steal the ball. Then he's going to race back for a reverse layup to avoid the arm of the defender, and the Spurs trailed 19-18, but they led 32-30 after one. Second quarter, Doug McDermott breaks off the 7-footer for a 9-point lead, 45-36. Their largest lead of the half, and San Antonio was up 50-48 at halftime. Let's go to that scoreboard for you. Now the Spurs are up 100-94 with less than 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. So go Spurs, go. The Spurs will come back home now to host the Indiana Pacers Thursday night at 7:30. The gym at Canyon High School was packed tonight for the Battle of Rattlers. San Marcos playing Reagan in the third round of the UIL Class 6A playoffs. Third quarter, San Marcos pulling away. Caden Gums finds Malik Presley for the alley-oop slam and a 38-30 lead. But Reagan rallies late in the frame. Senior Luke Price knocks down a triple, capping a 5-0 run. Reagan heads in the fourth quarter, trailing 40-35. That's when San Marcos pours it on. Gums hits a long two-pointer for a 10-point lead. Then Javen Kofer finds Mateus Perkins for a triple, part of a 9-0 run to start the final frame. San Marcos is heading to the regional semifinals with a 62-46 victory.
You know, we're one team. We're all real connected. You know, it was one guy hooping, the next guy's gonna hoop it, his next man up. We're all pulling for each other. We all had our eyes on the prize, and we stayed together and finished.
San Marcos will face Warren in the regional semis Friday night. On the other side of the Class 6A bracket, Brendan facing Taft at the Northside Sports Gym. Late second quarter, Bears pushing the pace. Kingston Flemings drives right to the bucket for the land, 23-19 Brendan. Taft then takes control. Demetrius Mims gets the floater to fall off the glass. Raiders go up by 3, but the Bears just too good today. Off the miss, Isaiah Ward is there for the put back. Brendan advances to the regional semis with a 73-52 victory. In Class 5A, defending regional champs Bernie Champion playing Alamo Heights at Littleton Gym. Great start for the Chargers. Braden Baum with the jab, step, and hits their corner 3, part of an 8-0 run to open the contest. Alamo Heights cuts the deficit in half. Gage Wright with a bounce pass to Flynn Cooper for the bucket, and the Mules are down 4. Not enough to hold off Champion, though. This time, Charlie Georgeles gets an open look for another corner 3, and Champion returns to the regional semis 55-42. In Class 4A, the Bernie Greyhounds battle Lavernia Judson High School. Bernie takes control of this one right from the jump. Kick out to Trevor Agarwal for the corner triple, 3-0 lead. Then a few minutes later, Barrett Pape knifes his way to the bucket for the land, and the Horns go up 8-0. The run continues. Cohen Wolf to Colton Hagemeyer for the alley-oop slam. Bernie wins it 50-26 and will return to the regional semifinals. In girls high school basketball, Bernie is looking good heading into the state tournament. The ladies are getting ready to play Sunnyvale in the Class 4A state semis Friday, 3 p.m. at the Alamo Dome. From soccer to football, Bernie has developed a winning culture, and the girls basketball team is thrilled to keep it going.
This year is kind of special just because our senior class has led so many teams to so much success, and we're so supportive of one another, and it's just exciting to know that we get to be a part of that success.
I think it's just awesome. You know, now there's kind of a standard of what is expected, and not necessarily from the community, but from ourselves. And the kids know that, and they want to come in, and I think it's kind of bleeding into everything that we do.
In boys high school soccer, Central Catholic beat the Village School 4-2 in TAPS D1 state semifinals today. They'll play Plano Prestwood tomorrow at 2 p.m. in Round Rock for the state championship. And SAFC will host SAFC after the break. SAFC is less than 2 weeks away from the regular season opener, but they can't help but think about a friendly in July when they host legendary English side Sunderland AFC of the English Football League Championship. San Antonio FC forward Kamari Smith, who is from England, is thrilled Sunderland is coming to town.
It would be great to see what the level is like compared to a team like Sunderland. I mean, I do know that team when I was growing up, so it'd be interesting to get an opportunity to play against them and show what American football can do against like UK football, isn't it?
We can't wait to face them. That's going to be, you know, an amazing opportunity for all of us to see where we, you know, line up with the best.
That friendly is scheduled for Saturday, July 15th, 8 p.m. Tickets are on sale. And how about this? The Spurs win tonight, 102-94, so they will not go winless on the rodeo road trip. We'll be right back.
I'm Betty Santos here at the scene of breaking news at Blanco and Huizache. This is an apartment fire. There is still a lot of fire presence here. Take a look. This is what we're looking at. This is the Blanco apartment. This is a senior living apartment. We know that there were several people that were rescued from the 3rd and the 4th floor of this apartment. At this point, fire officials have been able to confirm that several people were transported. Their conditions at this point, we don't know that yet, but we are going to learn that here in the next 10 minutes or so. We know that a lot of people were able to get out. At this point, we're seeing a lot of people that know individuals that live in this apartment that are making their way to this location to try and find out how those individuals are doing. Again, we know several people were rescued from this fire, and there are also several transported. Their conditions still not known. We're going to continue to stay on the scene here, and like I said, we're going to talk to the fire chief here in the next few minutes and bring you that update on KSAT.com. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Patty, good news. We don't know of anybody seriously injured, but of course we'll get an update momentarily.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.